This is Vanessa Harris of funforthedisabled.com. If you are enjoying this show, come to our website at thedisabled.com for more like this, where it is also closed captioned and contains a transcript for the vision and hearing impaired. I am here with Suz Ballout, comedian, actor, improv performer, writer, and producer today to talk about her life and how she deals on a day-to-day basis as a comedian with a disability. Yeah. Hi, Suz.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Vanessa.
Great. Suz, can you tell us how it is that you decided to become a comedian, actor, performer, and producer?
Yeah, it all started at Shoreline Community College. Go Dolphins! And I took an acting class there, and as soon as I remember my first monologue that I did on stage, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I was meant to be here. Like, this feels so good. I know a lot of people, they get really nervous when they get on stage for stage fright, and for some reason, I didn't quite have that. I really liked having the spotlight on me.
Really?
From there, I just kept on, I took all the acting classes that I could, and then about a year later, someone contacted the professors at my school that worked at a theater, and they were like, do you guys want to like get all your funny people together and like enter this sketch show competition with the colleges? And so my professors reached out to me and a couple other people, and they were like, you guys are the funny people in the program, do you want to get together and write sketch shows? And I was like, heck yeah, that sounds amazing. Like, also I'm funny. What? That's so nice.
Yeah.
And so then I went on from there. I did the sketch show at the Pocket Theater in Seattle, and then after that I worked at the Pocket for a little bit producing shows, and yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And then
that's great.
Yeah, moved to Chicago 3 years ago, and yeah, it's wonderful.
Great. So, when did you first come to realize you were dealing with depression and anxiety?
I came to realize when I was probably 12 or 13. I had like gone through this war. I was getting older, and that kind of like sucked for me. And I realized that I was worried all the time about something happening, and something constantly like bad is going to happen. And so from a very young age, I just felt like very sad, very helpless. But, you know, thank God, as soon as I turned 18, I like found some spiritualness and was able to like guide myself through that better.
Okay. So, how did you deal with it early in your life?
Early on, it was really hard. I felt like I wasn't set up for success in terms of like getting to the right help that I needed, you know? Like back when I had depression, when this was happening to me, I felt like there was still a stigma against getting help or talking about your mental health, especially at such a young age. You know, you hear like, well, you're a kid, you're supposed to be happy. Like what?
Yeah.
And so early on, I would journal like everything because that was the only way that I can get my thoughts out of my head and onto something. And so that helped a lot when I was a kid.
Okay.
And then as I got older, I was like, therapy is very helpful.
Okay.
For sure.
So did your parents encourage you to see somebody when you were young?
My parents did not encourage me. I remember my mom canceled my first counseling session, and that was really hard on me because that made me feel even more unsafe to go talk to someone. But luckily, I got over that as soon as I turned 18, and I was like, I need to take my health care into my own hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me about growing up as an Arab American?
Yeah. It was kind of like living in two different worlds. Both my parents are Lebanese, and, they did their best trying to teach me to try and stay as close to my Lebanese roots as I possibly can, like while living in America, which was kind of hard at times because they're kind of old school, My dad would always be like, this is not in my dictionary,
Yeah.
when he didn't want me to do something. And, it was difficult living in those two different worlds, like seeing my friends at school that were American doing whatever they wanted to do, and then I was kind of reserved. And maybe it was kind of a cultural thing because I was a woman, or I was a young girl. Like, I was kind of restricted from doing more things culturally. So that was kind of difficult. But I feel like as I got older, I definitely got more proud of my heritage because I was able to understand it in my own kind of way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned that you went through a war when you were young.
Yeah.
Is it possible for you to talk about that?
Yeah. So when I was 12 years old, I was in Lebanon and I was visiting my family. I was by myself. And a couple days before I was going to leave, Israel bombs 4 out of the 7 lanes at the airport. And so I was unable to get out of the country. And what had happened was Hezbollah had taken 2 Israeli soldiers, so they started bombing every out of the country. And that was a really crazy experience because I was by myself. I don't really recall, what my parents were doing. I know that they were trying to get me home safe, but I remember just kind of being in my own world mostly. I felt very alone.
Yeah.
I felt like I was trying to get out of this mess by myself and just trying to carry it as much as I can without crying or showing any kind of fear to show that I was strong. So there was a lot of shoved feelings
Okay.
there. But, I eventually got evacuated out of the country on a Navy ship and, got back home safely. So, but that was a crazy experience.
Yeah. Did your experiences cause you to have PTSD?
It definitely increased my anxiety, for sure. I definitely had more panic attacks than before. I was much more sad after seeing what had happened to my country. I think what was so crazy was when you're in a country like that and you see the people around you, they kind of look like everything is okay, even though there is destruction and chaos going on around them. And so it was very surreal being in this moment of it's kind of sad. There's nothing that they can do but sit and watch this destruction around them in this beautiful country just going down. And so that was really hard for me too, coming back, being there's no escape for other people.
Yeah.
That was crazy to me,
Yeah.
So.
Right. Okay, Suz, you said being nice is the expletive deleted way to go.
Yeah.
You put out niceness, you get niceness back.
Yeah.
When we talked earlier, you mentioned getting thrown out of a coffee shop after doing a performance and being mean and roasting someone for almost the entire performance. You say that you wish you could have taken it back and that you want to take responsibility for your actions. Can you explain that?
For sure. I felt I felt great for a minute after that whole thing happened. And then the regret set in, and you realize that when you're making fun of someone, you're not just, you know, bringing up stuff for that person. You're bringing up, you know, like you're putting a business in danger. You know, I put the show's producers, like the show in danger from happening again. I like had to email the owner of the business to be like, I'm so sorry. Like, the host had nothing to do with this. Like, this was definitely all on me. Like, please don't think that anyone else had anything to do with this, because it really was my responsibility that I made the conscious decision to go up there and roast someone. And I was just like, never again will I ever do that. Will I ever put someone through the feelings of, like, you know, I didn't know this person that well, but, you know, I put them through an emotional havoc. I caused that person pain, and in turn I felt super bad. And I felt really crappy for making someone feel that way, you know, in turn. And like, when you put out niceness, you're going to get niceness back. And that's, you know, if I had gone up there and I had joked with him and I had made it like a better set, you know, we would have all walked away happy.
Yeah.
We would have all walked away a different mindset, you know, but it exploded in my face.
Yeah.
And I had to take responsibility and be like, I did something bad, and I'm going to learn from this moment and move on and have this, you know, jolt my pursuit to success, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get back to something you mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. How did you get over your depression, anxiety, and PTSD?
Oh, man. It's like, I don't think you're ever going to, like, get over these things. You're just going to constantly need to put in work and to making sure that you're always in a good space. I know that I need a really good support system. I know that I need my friends with me. Like, in that support system, I need people that are backing me up and uplifting me, you know, like people that are saying the things that I should be saying to myself. I take escitalopram for anxiety and depression. It's like an off-brand of Lexapro. And I also go to therapy.
Okay.
You just need both. Like,
Yeah.
You can't really have one without the other. I kind of describe it as, like, for me, when I lost weight, people were like, you know, you like being thinner, like, gives you more things. But really, like, I felt the same about myself even when I was in a thinner body than when I was in a fat body, because your mental health is still going to be the same.
Yeah.
You know, that's not going to
do
change.
something about it. Yeah.
Exactly. You know,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
Right. Right. Suz, you said you have something on your wall
Yes.
that says, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Mm-hmm. What does that mean to you?
Man, I mean, in this business, you're going to have so many opinions thrown at you. And I felt like, for me, you know, you need to have those, like, if I say something, those people that are by my side, or those are the people that aren't going to care. They're going to matter to me the most.
Yeah.
But those people that do care, that means that they don't matter.
Yeah.
Because, you know, why let that affect you? Can't
get bogged down with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's such a good reminder to myself to keep your closest friends close, and to treat those relationships with respect and like safety and care, because those are your people that are going to be by you. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Suz, you have produced shows, done improv and stand-up, and acted in clubs and theaters all over Chicago. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. It's been so fun meeting people in this scene and doing so much work. I have monthly shows. My next ones that are coming up are in April 3rd and April 5th, which you'll find on your website for where they are.
Right.
I'm not going to say where here.
Okay.
But you can find that at funforthedisabled.com.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, see what you did.
Yeah, it's been so fun. There are so many great shows that are put on in Chicago. So even if you don't follow me, you could follow my Instagram, and I always post some really great stuff on there too.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, for more information about Sue's upcoming shows, and she's out a lot.
Yeah.
Check out our events calendar at fun4.com. You can also check out our social media posts at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Our handle is fun4.com. Okay, Suz, we hear all the time the best comedians have had or do have a lot of depression, anxiety, and have lived hard lives. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
It's funny because my dad was recently telling me, like, aren't you so glad we made your life miserable so that you're so funny today?
Really?
I'm like, yeah, thanks. Thank you so much for that. But I think that the reason why that is because I don't know about regular brains, but I know about the comedic mind. If like we see something sad, we're going to make fun of it. Like we'll look at a newspaper article and it'll be like, 10 died on boat ship, and we'll think of something funny that we're like, oh, like the Titanic, what is this? Like, I don't know, something ridiculous. And even if it's like a sad event, a joke will pop up into our minds to just kind of like help us feel better or help me feel better and get us through that moment. I know that like laughing at myself or like getting to the punchline before other people has kind of been my thing since I've been young. So it's like, you kind of always have it within you of just kind of finding those comedic moments within life, even if you're really sad.
Okay. Do you think that comedians have a better hold on sad issues than others do?
Absolutely not.
Really? Okay.
I think that we might, just because sometimes I feel like we use the stage as our therapy, but also like we're normal people too, and we're gonna I know that I definitely still have my bad days, and because I'm human, and I'm gonna have those bad days.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that mental health is becoming less taboo to talk about?
Yeah. 100%. I know that like now we have that semicolon thing, like that people are getting tattoos of for like mental health, so that they like people know that it's okay to talk about it. And like I feel like body positivity too has been becoming more and more okay to talk about as well, and that kind of goes into like that mental health bubble that like comes out on Facebook and stuff. And I noticed that more people are way open on Facebook, and other people are like, thank you so much for sharing this so that I don't feel so alone. And that's kind of why we're doing it, so that we feel a little less alone.
Okay. In what ways can you, as a comedian, help the stigma around mental health go away?
I just like definitely feel like just talking about it as much as I can, and not like doing shows like this where I'm coming up and I have a voice and other people can listen to it too and be like, oh, well, look, like she has, depression and anxiety, but look, like she's sitting in front of a camera and talking about it. Yeah. And that's pretty cool. Like, and that hopefully will inspire people to like remember like, oh, I don't have to be so afraid to like ask what I want or do what I want.
Okay. Is there something else that you do now that helps people with the stigma and being in front of people?
Like producing, I noticed that like there's a difference between like the way men message me and the way women message me. Like guys will be like, hey, can you put me on this show? And women will be like, oh, hi, I'm so sorry, but can you, like, if it's okay and if you have room, is it cool if I, like, get on the show? And I got an email from someone the other day because I had posted something being like, don't apologize for existing and don't be afraid to ask for what you want. And so I like made that a status, and a friend got back to me a couple days ago and she was like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a really long time, but I just wanted you to know that you saying that really helped me like remember to not apologize in every email that I send.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you working on now?
Oh man, so much. I have a show going on called Drugstore Makeup, and that's going to be a monthly show, and I'm so excited, and I'm also working on the show called Peace Camp, and it's a show for Arabs and Jews.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
What are your plans for the future?
Hopefully I'll be touring more. I'm going to be applying to way more festivals and stuff. I just got into a festival at the end of March, so I'm super excited, and hopefully you'll be seeing me more outside of Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps it up for now.
Yay.
Thanks, Suz Ballout.
Thank you
for coming to be a part of this show. I had a blast.
Me too.
And I learned a lot.
Yay.
Please come back.
Thank you.
That's, once again, for information about Suz Ballout's upcoming shows, check out our events calendar at funforthedisabled.com and our social media posts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Our handle is funforthedisabled.com. If you enjoyed this show, there are more on our website like this, and you'll also find the closed captioning and transcript. Please share with your friends and family. This is Vanessa Harris. Thanks, Suz.
Thank you.
Signing off. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.